ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa orí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ lábẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámù a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ fi jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbàdo ti fi tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Yòókù lọ́gbọ́n, ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlàbù tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmọ̀ ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀, ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni
Yes, good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. I remain your host, Akin. This is a platform where we talk nonsense. That is, we weave sense into what we consider to be norm. I especially welcome you from whatever part of the world you are listening to me from. It's going to be a very interesting discussion tonight. And as you can see from the topic, it's something that almost everyone can benefit from. Maybe now, maybe later, or maybe you have somebody around you that you think is going through this issue, I think you have a perfect opportunity to offer them to learn something that might help them in this regard. So I urge you to please help me share these shows on your platform. Help me invite somebody, tag somebody, send out the link, share on your storyline. Use whatever means you have in reaching people to send out this broadcast and let as many people as possible connect. You never know whose life you might be saving, and that might be your own contribution to why you are in their life. Someday, I hope to um, discuss life from the perspective of it being a one long movie, and that's the way I view life. So, everyone that strays into my life or whose life I feature in, there must be a reason why we're meeting, and I'm carefully observing what role that person is playing. So, you have a reason for being aware of this show, for being a member of this platform, and through you, several other people can, receive their liberation. So you might just be playing your part by sending out the link of the broadcast. So please take a moment to do that while I welcome my lovelies, my regular, who are always fighting for the front seat while I usher them to the high table. So the person I'll be welcoming to the high table for tonight again is no other person than my fluffy sister, all the way from the United States of America. America, my sister Esther Adiola. She's the special guest of honor for tonight, and there she is on the high table. Ọ̀ṣà ẹ̀ ń wòran ni ẹ bá mi gbẹgbẹgbẹ́rù lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kó máa dárìn bọ̀ kí ló ń ṣe yín. Ẹ bá mi wá nǹkan sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn, ẹ bu ẹran sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn, ẹ fún wọn ní nǹkan tútù tó máa mu. Ẹ fi ọ̀ṣà kan sẹ́yìn kó máa fẹ́ wọn látẹ́gùn. Yeah, that's it. So I welcome you specially. Thank you for turning up tonight. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mo kí yín ẹ kálẹ́ o. Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀ ṣe wà dáadáa o. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́. I greet you ẹ̀bùn ọmọ ìyá mi ṣe wà pa. How you doing? How you doing? Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé ńkọ́ o. Right. And let me see àwọn wo ni ẹ̀mí tún sọ fún mi pé wọ́n wà lórí show. Right. As more people connect, I will be, giving them shout out, and I'll keep my eye on the comment section. So I'll continue to smash the love button and continue to keep the comment section buzzing. Tonight, I will require everyone's involvement, because what I'll be doing tonight, or the way I want to approach the discussion for tonight, is that I'll be playing the devil's advocate. This particular discussion I'm having tonight was as a result of a request I got from somebody who reached out to me after our last discussion last week, that the discussion of last week, as good as it focused more on life and life in general, but that they would appreciate one that that is more focused on relationship, how to heal from the hurt of a cheating partner and that. So I said, okay, you have it, and we would push that forward to this week so that kò ní sí gap láàrin ẹ̀. Á kàn dàbí continuation. But the way I want to approach it is different. So probably the expectation of the person will be, yes, màá kàn sọ fún wọn what to do. But that is not the way I'll be approaching it. I will be throwing up more questions. I'll be throwing up more issues for us to consider, because how do you forgive when you don't even understand what it is you want to forgive? So I think that is where we need to start from. My sister Mojisola Alade Mokinyo, Ekaleo, thank you for connecting tonight. It's a pleasure to have you. Strangely, you will notice a pattern. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà ń bí except ẹ̀gbọ́n obìnrin gbogbo wọn. Àwọn ọkùnrin yẹn dà, wọ́n ti mutí lọ. Àwọn infidelity, àwọn staff members of infidelity group of company. Alẹ́ ló máa ń ṣèpàdé. Ẹ lè rí wọn. Wọ́n ti lọ meeting. Wọ́n ti lọ dá wàhálà lẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́ lọ. Meanwhile, àwọn lọ̀rọ̀ yìí dẹ̀ bá wí lálẹ́. Àwọn ló bá wí jù. Ẹ má jẹ́ láwọn ló bá wí. Àwọn ló bá wí jù. Àwọn lè kú ẹ̀dá gan tó ń dá wàhálà lẹ̀. But where are they? They're not here. Wọ́n wà níbi tó ti ń ṣèṣekúṣe báyìí. Wọ́n wà níbi tó ti ń gbẹ́nu sí nǹkan tí ẹ̀kan gbẹ́nu sí báyìí. Wọ́n wà níbi tó ti ń tọ́ bọ̀ nǹkan tí ẹ̀kan tọ́ bọ̀ báyìí. Àfikọ́ lọ ṣàánú. But the show will be there. Wọ́n máa dé bá. But fún ẹ̀yin tí wọ́n ń pa lára, let's have a look at how you should, how you should handle yourself. You see, it's difficult to correct or deal with what other people will do, but it's easier to deal with yourself, to handle your own side of things. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa bá lọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn IGC members, Infidelity Group of Company. Alẹ́ ló máa ń ṣèpàdé. Wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ látàlẹ́ títí wálẹ̀ Sunday. Anyway, if you have not shared the show, please do so. Let's get more people to join the show. So as I always, encourage everyone, approach this platform with an open mind. That's how you can gain anything from here. That's how you can benefit from here. And I promise I'll try as much as possible to balance my discussion. Mi ń ṣe èèyàn kan tó máa kàn fi sàpá kan. Mo máa ń, try láti wà fair. Because àwa tanra wa ń bí, we're here to tell ourselves the truth. So why should I hide, anything that I know that can benefit us or make us live here more informed? So, but what I expect from you is not to come with your preconceived mindset of, this is what I believe in and this is what it should be. No, be open-minded, because that is when you can be better off. That's when you won't feel hurt or feel that people are one bad way to that show. No, just be free to learn. Gbogbo àṣìǹkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ni, kò sẹ́ni tó tí perfect nínú gbogbo wa. We're working towards perfection. So I would need you to, contribute If I ask questions, please, I want you to answer honestly. We don't judge on this platform. Um, we don't look at you in some funny way to say, ẹ wo nǹkan tó sọ àbí ẹ wo nǹkan tó kọ. No, 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 no. You know, bá a ṣe ń rí nǹkan ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. And if that's how you see it, then we try to make you see it in another from another angle. And tó bá dẹ̀ feel pé okay mi dẹ̀ consider bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, ìwọ náà ó tún ti better sí bó ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ni. And that's the purpose. So I want people to be free when they come on this platform. If you need to join me in the studio to sorrow, then please, by all means, let me know. I'll send you the link. You connect. We don't need to see your face. You talk. If you want to send me private message, do it. If you want to put it on the comment section for everyone to see, please do it. Nobody is going to judge you or make you feel bad for hearing your own opinion, right? So tonight I want us to participate in the discussion. Right, like I said earlier, the discussion for tonight is what I titled Forgiving Infidelity. And before I proceed, let me start by making a distinction between infidelity and adultery. So adultery mainly concerns physical cheating. So you have body to body contact, man to man, ara kanra, ẹ má jẹ́ n sọ jù lẹ́dà kan dọ́ tí ó ti yé yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. While infidelity encompasses all forms of cheating you can think of, not limited to physical touch alone. So, but for the purpose of this discussion, we will be focusing on the one that covers almost everything, which is infidelity, and then we will be using the word cheating and infidelity interchangeably. It simply means the same thing anyway, So let me start by making it clear that cheating is not excusable. I won't, regardless of how I, approach this discussion tonight, I'm not making excuses for cheating simply because of the lack of respect it shows and the pain it causes to the other partner. But that doesn't mean that the process leading to it is just as clear-cut as we think it is. We must understand that human beings are complicated. We're wired strangely. We have emotional disorders and so many things that happen in split moment. Sometimes we can't control. So it is from this perspective that I want to put a question out to every one of you listening to me tonight. That is cheating a mistake or a choice? I want you to put your answer in the comment section. Please do that in the next 1 minute. I want to take an opinion poll before I proceed. Is cheating a mistake or a choice? Monduro, I'm waiting. I want to see your comment. Egbon says it's a choice. Okay. is a choice. More comment, please. More comment, please. Quickly, 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 quickly. Thank you very much for those who have sent me stars. Egbonti Bokad, thank you very much. And my madam, thank you very much. Madam náà ti Bokad o. Wọ́n ti dá nǹkan lẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Thank you very much for your support. God bless. Right. Okay. My fluffy sister also says choice. Tatuni, choice. Everybody choice. Ebony, for the majority is a deliberate act. Is that when you say deliberate act? I want to assume you are saying is a choice, right? So tani ò tún ti sọ̀rọ̀. Okay, àwọn silent listener wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní sọ̀rọ̀. Lórí YouTube ẹ̀yin náà lè comment o. Lórí Twitter you can comment. I will get everything. Okay. So the feedback I'm getting here, my sister Mojisola Alade says, àwọn Latin tiwọn ni. For some people it could be a mistake, but once it is continuous, is a choice. I want your own feel. Ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ for some people kúrò ń bẹ̀ nísìn. Ẹ̀yin gangan. What do you think? Is cheating a choice or a mistake? Ẹ má latan. Ẹ má latan. Engineer Elijah, I greet you, my brother. Thank you for joining tonight. It's a pleasure to have you. Engineer Elijah says sometimes is a choice. Right. Okay. Mr. Mujiti sọ bí táwọn dúró sí choice. Good. Engineer Elijah ṣì wà ní sometimes. Engineer Elijah ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Ẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Mi ti ràn yín ní gbogbo yẹn sìn. The question is, to you, is it a choice or is it a mistake? This question is so important because when we want to discuss forgiving infidelity, you must understand what you want to forgive. We can't just start talking about forgiveness when there is no healing. So, and that's why I'm taking it from this perspective. And I want to approach it from a point of view that I know where you people that is listening to me stand. Right? Right. Everybody is saying is a choice. Choice. Right. Nobody believes cheating is a mistake. Wow. So from that point of view, why forgiveness will be hard. Because none of you, have any consideration that it could be the other way around. Right. I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate your contribution. Now let's go ahead. The next thing I want to do is to make clarification between mistake and a choice. So when we talk about a choice, we're talking of a conscious choice. And when we talk of a conscious choice, we're talking of somebody finding themselves in a situation where they have options that they need to pick from. And we're talking of a process leading to making that decision. So a choice doesn't just fall on you. You weigh all the possible options before you before making a decision. And then when we talk about mistake is simply a bad decision. So out of gbogbo possible options tó o ti wò yẹn, ètò mú ó go wrong, and then we say it's a mistake. Now, I want to put out few scenarios to you where I want you to sincerely, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ti dáhùn pé choice yẹn, I want you now to begin to reflect on these scenarios of how cheating could be something that was done outside the control of the offending partner. And when I put the scenarios to you, I want you to consider it and decide for yourself whether it is still a choice or it was a mistake. Okay. First one I want us to look at is, for example, báwọn member Infidelity group of companies ṣe wà ń gbòòrò ayé ńsìn tí wọ́n ń ṣe meeting, assuming after having too many drink, wọn ò rántí nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe mọ́. Things got a bit extreme, things got a bit heated, blackout happens, and before you know it, wọ́n ti ń gún nǹkan ní nǹkan. If you cheat during an occasion like this, can you still accuse the person of making the conscious choice to do so? Ẹ má gbàgbé, it takes two to tango. Ẹni tí wọ́n gún náà, òun náà lè ní partner o. So, ó involve òun náà. Àtẹni tó gún yàn àtẹni tí wọ́n gún, àwọn méjèèjì ni à ń wò nísìn as pé wọ́n cheat. So, if choice is something that you carefully considered and you weighed up all the options before going ahead to make a decision, in this scenario, can it still be regarded as a choice when they had the experience while under the influence of alcohol? I told you tonight I'm going to be posing questions to you. It is not my duty to come here and just pour things into your head. No. I must help you out to process things honestly, because a máa ń parọ́, a máa ń tanra wa gan. Òun láyé wa ṣe wà complicated. A máa ń sá fún òótọ́. Discussions like this are difficult to have because some people are too religious. Some people don't want to change their mindset. Some people don't want to open up themselves for, you know, to see things or consider things differently from what they've known. And that's why our loju kan tá wà. So this is a scenario I've put out to you. In this situation, can you still call it a choice when the person is in a state of mind tó yẹ pé kò tẹ ìrántí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan? Everything has become hazy. So is this a genuine mistake or a choice? Shutting down. Okay, ẹ jẹ́ n padà sí comment section. It is still a choice the moment you decide to have too many drinks. No. You can have too many drinks and nothing will still happen. Right? But I accept your own position. You are still saying it's a choice regardless. Okay. Nope, that's the choice under influence, which is considered to be a mistake. Okay, so ẹ̀gbọ́n sọ pé mistake nìyẹn. Okay, fair enough. I think débẹ̀ díẹ̀. So we have one choice, we have one mistake. Everyone says every action comes with consequence. So they choose to give themselves to drunkenness, but they should have thought about the consequence before indulging in the act. Hello? The consequences of drunkenness doesn't necessarily mean they have to go and sleep with somebody. You can get drunk, and the consequence you have to deal with is hangover. The consequence you have to deal with is maybe you end up stranded somewhere because you didn't leave the place on time, and otiha. The consequence you have to deal with is the steering, and then you crash into somebody or you go arrested by police. So there are several consequences that you can think of. It doesn't necessarily have to lead to. But again, I admit, I accept your contribution, and I understand the way you're looking at it. So that's your thought process. That is one of the consequences of drunkenness. So are you still saying is it a choice or not? Because the consequence of that could be a genuine mistake, which they will learn from. So consequence doesn't necessarily mean people or choose it. But consequence is what comes after you've made a decision. So she choice in here have been mistake. Otilomu. One day you ọmọ kan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́. Before you know it, wọn kàn rí pátá ń di wọn mọ́ ni. So kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń béèrè. Èwo rèé? Wọn kàn tẹ́ ẹ mọ́ bó nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́. So is it a choice or a mistake? So Engineer Elijah said it's also choice, because one thing will definitely lead to another. Okay, you still saying it's a choice? Okay. My sister says it's still a choice. They choose to drink without minding their intake limit. If you drink to a point where you are no longer aware of what's going around you, whose fault is that, sir? So it's still a choice. They chose to drink. Ọtí wọn mu. Remember, mo ti ṣe distinction fún yín wípé a choice, you had options before you. Carefully o dẹ̀ weigh kọ̀ọ̀kan nú ẹ̀ kó tó mu. There's a process. So you can't talk of a process when somebody is not aware. So you must be in the right frame of mind. to follow through a process and pick a conscious choice. Lansonsen. So in a state of drunkenness, you are hazy. A mistake is a bad choice. A conscious choice is something that you weighed all the possible options before you, before going ahead. There's a reason why I'm emphasizing on these things, because when you want to forgive, you must understand kilo shele. When you have a closed mind that every infidelity is as a result of that person's choice, then you might not even get to the point of forgiveness. The discussion will be long tonight because, as simple as it is, ofeju die, ofeju. Human beings are complex, but we try to treat things as if it's straightforward. Nothing is straightforward. We have to understand the complexity of human before we can approach people properly. So, no matter how you quote it, it's a choice. What if he did not sleep with someone but runs another car and dies? He chose to die. No, he didn't choose to die. This is what I'm saying. When he was drinking, he didn't say he was going to die. Right? So I'm not trying to quote anything. I'm telling you how one action can be interpreted differently. Agbo fàájì ló wà tó ti mu nǹkan. From there, things run out of hand. And I've told you earlier that téèyàn bá yó is not only one end ló lè lead sí. You can crash, just like you said, tó bá bọ́ sí di steering láti wa mọ́tò. Right? Ìgbà yẹn we can begin to talk of choice. Because after tó ti yó, ó sì mú kọ́kọ́rọ́ láti wakọ̀. Right? So, ó lè sọ wallet nù. These are consequences of his drunkenness. Did he choose those ends at the start? No. Can he run away from those consequences? No, he cannot. But the question I'm asking is, in tó ṣe, in that state of mind, tí ó wà conscious, is it a genuine mistake or he was making a choice? That is the question. Mi lè rò pé ó yẹ kó le tó báyìí. I'm not going to put answers in your mouth. All I'm saying is, just widen your mindset. Put yourself in this scenario, bí mo bá ṣe ń throw wọn sí yín, for you to understand, okay, kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀? And in this case, ṣé ni ẹ wà in control? 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 Right? Now, ẹ ti ń gbé consequences wọ̀. Consequences kọ́ mò ń sọ ń sìn. Consequences kọ́ mò ń sọ ń sìn. Ẹ ti ń mix it up. Anyway, let me proceed. Another scenario. There are relationships where one party is not really getting, that full support. maybe ó ní partner tó jẹ́ pé constantly ló ń travel tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ kò wà available. So you have sometimes where relationships can be lonely. The relationship is not going well. You miss the comfort of the other person. You don't have someone you share moments and closeness with. And there's somebody else that's always giving you attention, comfort. And they mind anything, Papa. But somehow things escalated quickly. And in one moment of, that you couldn't stop to think clearly or make a choice. Something happened between you and this person that you have been finding comfort with. Then the question I'm asking again is this. Is this a choice to cheat? Or this is a mistake this person made out of being naive? Because initially, you were just filling up the loneliness you're feeling in your relationship with this other person. But somehow, in one moment of madness, you couldn't control it and it happened. Again, was that a genuine mistake? Or is it a choice? Okay. So ẹ̀gbọ́n ní first scenario, ẹ̀gbọ́n sọ pé getting drunk is a choice. Infidelity that came out of it was a mistake. Very good. Now, second scenario, choice ni everybody náà tún mú. Okay. Choice everybody náà tún mú. You're going for choice, not minding the emotional state, because ó ṣòro báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe fẹ́ explain fún yín wípé well, everything just started off innocently because I wasn't just seeing this person. I'll tell you a true life story. I met a young lady at it took 2 years in Croydon. I said, we exchanged greetings and stuff. Èmi kàn tẹ̀ sí mi pa àwọn ló set báyìí kankan mẹ́rin, because ó pack everything, gbogbo shape yẹn yọ everything. So I said hello, blah blah blah, and then the next thing, ó kàn bù sẹ́kùn ni. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrúkọ kankan mẹ́rin? From talking and everything, gbogbo bóyá kun pancake tó fine tó ṣe everything yẹn, àṣebà bánlá ó ń dì pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi issue with family, younger sister tó yẹ pé àyẹn kan ṣáà á kàn mú gbó á sùn á jí kò ṣiṣẹ́ kò ṣe ọkàn different issues ṣáà wà, but the most important one was when she mentioned what she was going through between herself and the husband. Apparently, she is a pastor. And tí mò ń sọ ẹ̀, ọkọ náà pastor ni, wọ́n ní ministry. So, and then she told me that, okay, the husband doesn't give her attention. He's always away ministering this, church that, and everything. But as Nkpong Long head the youth arm of the church, how do you put it? You can't show your struggles because ìwọ tí wọ́n ń wò báwo ṣe wá fẹ́ máa show wípé òun deal pẹ̀lú nǹkan táwọn náà ń deal pẹ̀lú. So you have to mask your own struggles and pretend everything is alright and keep, leading people. Ó ní so nǹkan tó wà tọkọ àwọn ń ṣe nìyẹn, even though inú ilé àwọn ò rọgbọ and all that. Ó ní so, of course, òun ní emotional needs and this and that. So, and she's also a teacher. So there's a teacher tọ́jọ́ wà ní school tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n jọ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n jọ máa ń rub minds and stuff like that. Just ó ṣàárẹ̀ èèyàn kan to lean on because the husband wasn't, there giving her attention that she deserves or, being a good companion. So then she told me something happened. And then, something happened between her and that teacher. And even the husband didn't know about it. But at some point, òun lòun feel pé, you know what, I need to own up and confess. So ó pe ọkọ ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé fún un pé nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ o, nǹkan kan mẹ́yàn òun ò mean yẹn kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. It's just, this is what led to it. And, I regret it, blah, 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 blah. The next thing tọ́kọ máa ṣe ló lọ sọ ní church. Just to spite the woman, and before you know it, àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ church náà ṣe ìpàdé, and then they excluded, wọ́n suspended gbogbo nǹkan kan mẹ́rin. So it was just a messy situation for her, and from saying hello to and to meet tó dẹ̀ da gbogbo ilé ilẹ̀, you can imagine how you meet people in strange situation and they're just looking for somebody to open up their minds to, and luckily or hope that the person will have the right things to say to them. Yes, she did communicate her concerns, but the husband wouldn't just nothing changed, and our méjèèjì being pastor, wọ́n ready àti show flaws wọn, wọ́n pa mọ́lẹ̀ because ẹ mọ̀ àwọn pastor máa ń bèèrè pé àwọn perfect, kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe àwọn, ilé àwọn perfect, àìsàn ò ṣe àwọn gbogbo. They feel superhuman in everything, so they can't show their flaws because they think the congregation will see them as ordinary. So wọ́n máa ń ṣe bíi pé gbogbo nǹkan ń dán, and that's why tẹ bá máa gbọ́ nǹkan pa àwọn later máa bá yẹn pé ṣáájú nǹkan báyìí tí ẹ ṣẹlẹ̀, èèyàn gbogbo wa, and gbogbo the same thing gbogbo wa ń go through. So she was leading the youth arm of the church. She can't openly confess to this thing pé nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé àwọn. Ìwọ tóun ṣe counseling fáwọn youth, báwo ṣe fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ the ordinary bẹ́yẹn. That's what she was thinking in her head. And the husband too would not admit pé òun need the counseling. And tó ń counseling èèyàn máa fi hàn pé bàtà ló fẹ́ cancel òun. So people feel they're too much to admit to certain things, especially when they hold positions where people feel they have everything, under control. So teacher tó ń jọ wà ní school yẹn, òun ló fi ń fill up, làkúnà yẹn. Òun lọ́jọ́ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ṣeré, gun body and everything like that. Kó tó di pé out of, I think they went out, and things just happened. So fúnra ẹ̀, ló confess fọkọ, kì í ṣe pé báyọ̀ kọ́ find out or anything. Iṣẹ́ coded tó ṣe ni, but fúnra ẹ̀ ló jáde tó sọ̀rọ̀. And then the next thing the husband did was to go to the church and publicly announce it. So the church committee sat and they suspended her. It was a mess. And then obviously, you know how hypocritical Christians are. And people start cutting communications from her, start seeing her as the bad one. Because obviously, into she everybody focus le lórí. Into lead see, nobody cares. And this is the aspect tó máa ń dùn mí jù. Anything tí ẹ̀dá bá ṣe láyé, I don't treat it as behavior. I treat it as reaction. And for every reaction, there's an action leading to it. So how do we treat the way people react when we ignore what led to that reaction? Ìkà ni mo rí yẹn sí náà. A ní láti kọ́kọ́ wo kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kẹ́ni tó ṣe báyìí. If we don't want a repeat of what that person did, action yẹn la ń láti lọ correct, not the reaction. We focus on the end without ignore nǹkan tó lead sí. For example, if somebody, káyọ̀ kan attack a group of people nísìn, when they want to commence investigation, they start by saying kí ló lead to it. Then they start investigating kí ni previous altercations táwọn àti people ti ní papọ̀. Tó bá rí pé wọn ò lè establish kankan, wọ́n á wò ó. Ṣé ìran ẹni ó ṣe ìran ẹni tó wá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ka ìtàn yẹn tó fẹ́ gbẹ̀san and so. Tó bá ṣe gbogbo yẹn tán, then lẹ máa rí nínú reportage tó máa sọ pé unprovoked attack, because wọ́n ti rí pé kò sí action to lead sí. Then they now focus on the person itself. Wọ́n á máa yẹ̀wò pé ṣó ní mental illness, ṣó ní bóyá bí group kan tó belong sí, tó yẹ pé they are anti this and that and stuff like that, before they now begin to determine irú ìjà wo ni wọ́n fẹ́ fún ẹnìyẹn. They get to the court of law, they have to establish that it's an unprovoked attack kan tó lè sẹ́ni. Tó bá rí pé wọ́n provoke ẹ̀ lọ lead síbẹ̀ yẹn, tó bá rí pé murder lé ẹ̀kan fún tẹ́lẹ̀, wọ́n lè sọ di manslaughter. Tó bá rí pé manslaughter lé ẹ̀kan fún tẹ́lẹ̀, wọ́n lè sọ di pé bóyá GBH. Different things based on kí ló lead sí kíní yẹn. Kí yẹn pé kò ní jìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀, á jìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀, but you don't ignore in tó lead sí. And then ìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó mọ́ wọn bá sí nǹkan tó ṣe ni wọ́n máa fi jẹ́. So ẹni nísìn wọ́n lé ní church, gbogbo àwọn kíní wọn bá sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́, there's excommunicated her, and she felt like a total outcast. So until tá a bá fira wa sínú irú àwọn situation yìí, that only fair in our assessment, it's convenient for us to stand níbi tá a bá wà and point to people and apportion judgment to people and say choice ni, kílé tó lọ ń bá teacher sọ̀rọ̀, choice ni, kílé tó lọ ń fara nu èèyàn kan, choice ni. You are ignoring the emotional needs of people. You are ignoring the compassion, the companionship need that she desires. You are ignoring the person tó jẹ́ pé òun gan ò wà available fún, and then you are blaming this person. And easy for you to say choice yẹn ni, she chose to do it. This is why I say we cannot have this conversation if we do not go back. Ká tú àwọn nǹkan kan wò. We will only be deceiving ourselves. We will be deceiving ourselves. Ẹ jẹ́ n padà sí comment section. Lẹ́yìn pé bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ń gbóná lọ́wọ́. Okay, after I told Egbon that yes, she communicated and things didn't improve, and she's not to blame. Not excusing her action, not at all. Fine, you're not excusing an action. But in this time now, Imbulewa Fisi, mistake, genuine mistake or choice? Ó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ lè dáhùn nísìn. Kàn gbà tí mo throw scenario àkọ́kọ́ kò dàbí pé báyẹ̀ bọ́dé fẹ́ gbà mí gbọ́. But nísìn tí mo sọ true life story fún yín of this person, mi ò mọrí from nowhere. You know? So, engineer Elijah tiẹ̀ tún ti boss nǹkan mi. She needs to divorce and move on with her life before she gone bought out completely. Well, èèyàn kankan ló máa make decision yẹn fún. Because at that time mo tiẹ̀ pàdé ẹ̀ gan, ó lọ drop ọmọ ẹ̀ fún mọ́mì ẹ̀ because she was having child minding issue. It was just a wreck of life. You know? So, ó lọ drop ọmọ ẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ mọ́mì ẹ̀ while she has to head to work. Mọ́mì ẹ̀ náà ń kí wọn fẹ́ gbọ́mọ because she also have her life to live, blah 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 blah. You know it. So gbogbo kini, we had some decent conversation, and I didn't tell her lọ divorce lọ ṣe bá lọ ṣàwọn kan mẹ́ẹ̀. Mo jẹ́ kó mọ gbogbo ohun tó ń deal pẹ̀lú àti how to work on each one of them. Starting from how much she's dwelling on the way church is treated. First thing, she needs to forgive herself first and understand that tí nǹkan kan ò bá ṣẹlẹ̀ kò lè lead ẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn. She didn't set out pé òun fẹ́ lọ yan àlè. Nǹkan kan ló lead sí nǹkan kan. Not excusing what she did, because mo ti sọ yẹn láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ topic yìí. No matter how we discussed it, we're not excusing cheating. But we're telling you, or we're discussing scenario that can spring up tó máa jẹ́ káwa náà fọ̀rọ̀ rora wa wò pé okay, not everybody set out láti lọ ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe yẹn. Right? So, òun ló máa decide whether she's going to divorce or not, but she was extremely drained. Pancake ni ó fi ń gbéra àti shape tó ní. So, ọ̀tọ̀ ni tí mo bá lọ, ọ̀tọ̀ ni nǹkan tí mo bá bọ̀. Iṣẹ́ evangelist ò rọrùn. Anyway, Ebun says, I disagree. I blame her 100%. If it's not working, don't fake or fit it. Ọlọ́run gbà mí lọ́wọ́ àwọn judgmental people yóò. Anyway, if she need companion, by all means, she should have found that in the same sex. Kí ló dé tá a rí báyìí náà? Okay. Ṣẹ́gun, calm down. Okay, I'm going to say I don't think it's a mistake. She already made the man aware of the situation. In that regard, she has the right to make whatever choice she feels is right for her. I've rescued my female friend from such situation both home and abroad because I always try to base issues on reality, not on Bible-based matter. Cool. Right. Ó di méjì o. Mo dẹ̀ ti ń rí wípé iṣẹ́ ti ń dàrú mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Yes, I like it. Now, let me throw another scenario. Of course, let me balance this. Yes. We might say, yeah, àwọn kan wà tí ẹ kí lady yẹn ṣe, maybe she should have tried to work more on her relationship and not go and seek comfort outside. Maybe she should have, tried to improve on her communication, blah, 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 blah. We can throw all that up as, things that the person should have done. But we cannot ignore the fact that people sometimes don't consciously choose to go and cheat. Cheating sometimes become inevitable outcome, maybe because the couple start drifting further and further and further apart. They start finding comfort in somebody else. You know? Right. Another one I want to throw up is, well, it's similar to the previous one that I just talked about, and that is stress. Stress and pressure can make people do irrational things. Remember, making a choice, you have to make it in a conscious state of mind, carefully weighing all your options. So, where one partner feels so trapped in the expectation of their relationship, àwọn náà wà at the receiving end. The emotional state is gone. They will find a way of escape. They'll find a way of release. Now, you can argue that yes, even in this state, they're still making a choice to act this way. But when it feels like this is, I mean, in their mind, when it feels in their mind that this is the only option they have, because the other partner is like a brick wall now. Ó kàn dàbí ògiri ni. No feedback, nothing. Now, their judgment is now clouded with the worry and stress and frustration. In a situation like this, if they step out to do this, would you still say it's a choice? Or a mistake? Obviously, I don't expect you to see anything different. It's not being judgmental is the truth. If that is the case, every single married person goes through a rough patch. Are you saying that it's okay to seek companion elsewhere? That's a decision for everyone to make. I'm throwing up scenarios. Remember, èèyàn tó wà láyé, billions èèyàn tó wà láyé. And you don't expect everybody to make the same choice, to make the same decision. Bí nǹkan ṣe kọjú sí olúkálùkù, ó yàtọ̀. So what you might do in that situation does not necessarily mean it's the same thing other people will do. The way other people will react to situation does not necessarily mean it's the same way you will react to situation. So we must not look at things only from our own view lens alone. People are different. Situation tó ń yọ sókàkù ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. And you don't think decision tó máa make nìkan ni gbogbo ayé máa make. Billions of people will do things the way they see it. So kíní yẹn là ń try láti wò nísìn. So the third scenario is stress and pressure in a relationship. Tó jẹ́ pé The one partner is like the one at the receiving end. No matter effort, OFC, the other person is just like a brick wall, no feedback. So as a means of escape, to release in that moment, one can make judgment that is clouded because of this stress and pressure. In that situation, is it still a mistake or a choice? Egbon says it's a choice. Egbon says it's a choice again. If it's not working, break whatever it is and move before jumping to another person. I'm sorry, but infidelity is a no-no for me, and that's my choice. However, they react to their own situation. However, they react to their own situation is their choice as well. Yes. So you have a position. And okay, but tá bá máa débi discussion gangan for tonight. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè sọ fún mi wípé you will not struggle 100%. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè sọ fún mi pé you will not struggle. So again, choice. Now, the next one I want to throw up is what I call different boundary settings. Now, how do I want to explain this? Now, as individuals, we're different. So two people meet up with two different ideas. So for example, nísìn, ẹlòmíì tí partner bá fi lè sọ hello, tí ọkọ ẹ̀ bá fi lè sọ hello madam sí obìnrin míì lásán, ó ti cheat. Ó ti cheat o. Meanwhile, ọkọ yẹn ò gbà pé òun cheat until ìgbà tóun bá tó gbé lẹ́dà sí nǹkan. Ẹlòmíì tó bá ti họ́ọ̀gì èèyàn pé ó ń kí báyìí, ó ti cheat. Ọkùnrin míì tó bá rí pé ọkùnrin kan fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ lift pé wọ́n kàn help ẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ jálẹ̀ lásán pé ó dẹ̀ ń dúpẹ́ pé ẹ ṣé sá o, ẹ ṣé wọn. Tó bá àgbàná ya ni, to that person ó ti cheat pé why tí wọ́n máa gbé ẹ wálé, why tán máa drop ẹ, why tán máa fún ẹ lift. Now, in a situation where these boundaries are not well communicated, in a situation where what you consider to be cheating is not what the other person consider to be cheating, there will be issues, especially in making the other person you are accusing to realize pé ó ṣe nǹkan tí ó tọ̀nà. Because for you to establish that somebody has cheated, they must accept that he falls within the class, or he falls within what they class as cheating. So somebody might consider or might argue, not consider, might argue where it was just we met, chat, did a mistake, and we just had a kiss and it was an accident, and serious, not serious. I'm not emotionally connected to the person or whatever, and we've moved on and that. The other person might see it as a big deal. Kissing someone is too much, too far. You're definitely having something with this person and blah, 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 blah. So if partners or couples don't have the same boundaries when it comes to, being unfaithful, then cheating for one of them might mean something entirely different to the other person. So, ó pàdé èèyàn jọ sọ̀rọ̀ bá exchange number. To somebody, that is cheating. Yàn máa bá mi pé mo gba number for she's into this line of business. We might talk, blah, blah, blah. The other person might say, no, you're cheating. So in a situation like this, you need to be on the same page with your partner to know where the boundaries lie between getting too close to somebody or actively making bad choices. So in a situation where the boundary is blurred, don't assume wípé tí wọ́n consider as cheating náà lẹ́ni ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ take as cheating. Problem àwa. So until you get to a point where clearly both of you are on the same boundary line of what you consider to be cheating, then it's difficult to say he cheated or he made a choice to cheat. Or the person will say, no, to me this is not cheating. Okay, then I accept maybe I made a mistake because I thought it's not. I didn't cheat. So in that regard as well, when boundary is not set, ntó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin ẹ̀ will be subject to argument of whether it is cheating or it's kí ni wọ́n pè, or a mistake. Okay, my sister says the choice the third scenario is very similar to my story, and yes, I started talking to a friend about all I have going on, and sort of became the ear that listened. However, when I noticed the talking was going beyond just that, I told him it's not something I'm willing to do, and instantly blocked all forms of communication. So it's a choice to do it while still married, or wait till the divorce is finalized and you can do whatever you want. Thank you very much for sharing your story. And I totally understood your position, that in the process you are able to call yourself back. Some don't have that ability, right? And we must understand that. Now, okay, Egbon classify what I just explained, where boundaries are blurred, as a relationship that lacks trust. And in such situation, relationship will be tense. Right, good. I've said that's why we court before marriage, to discuss on what is obtainable and what is not, which I believe this is one of the most important. If they do not discuss aspects like this before marriage, it's their choice. There should be a definition for things as heavy as this. So if they do not agree on this before marriage, and it happens, whatever action either of them take, then it happens, it's still their choice. Okay, fair enough. So this has to be discussed clearly before marriage, or even when the marriage starts, so that our méjèèjì á mọ where they belong. irrespective of boundary set, you don't go about kissing everyone. That's cheating, no matter how it's sugar coated. Okay, this is not you going about kissing everybody you meet. Gbogbo obìnrin tó pàdé ní Peckham ó ṣáà ń gbẹnu sí wọn lẹ́nu, gbogbo àwọn tó pàdé ní Woolwich ó ṣáà ń gbẹnu sí wọn lẹ́nu, gbogbo àwọn tó pàdé ní Central London ó ṣáà ń gbẹnu sí wọn lẹ́nu. That is not what we're talking about here, and I hope you understand. Now, you're saying irrespective of the boundary set, you don't go about kissing everyone. So the situation here now, one tó ti for everyone yẹn sí, then ìyẹn yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tá à ń sọ ń bí. Right? We're talking of, let me put it in quote, one-off situation. If you get what I mean. One-off situation. Là ń sọ ń bí sìn, nothing pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá ṣáà ti pàdé ló ṣáà ń gbẹnu sí. Tí wọ́n gan bá ṣọ́ra wàá kó nǹkan. Wàá kó nǹkan, gbogbo nǹkan ló ń gbẹnu sí. Ẹnu á bàjẹ́ o, gbogbo ẹnu á pọ̀n máa rin ni, á máa rin ṣinṣinṣinṣin ni, wàá kó nǹkan. So that's not what we're discussing here. But we're talking about blurred boundaries, where what one consider as cheating is not what the other person sees as cheating, right? There are kissings that don't lead to sex. Tó kàn jẹ́ pé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń lọ, òkè ẹ̀yin ò kí ń lọ club. Àwọn tó máa ń lọ club wọ́n lè sọ fún yín nǹkan tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní club. I don't go clubbing myself, but aláwọn èèyàn around the one what happened, and also we happen to see certain things as well, based on the nature of iṣẹ́ tá a ti ṣe and all kind of things like that, right? So things happen tó jẹ́ pé kò sí any emotional connection or whatever in between them, and to somebody ó lè wá pé fuck, mistake, that shouldn't have happened. Àwọn méjèèjì adé sọ fún wọn pé you know what, no. Tí ẹni ẹ bá lọ sọ fún partner pé nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí, ó lè di big issue pé you've cheated. Ìyẹn fẹ́ ṣàlàyé pé look, it was a mistake, it just happened. But how do you explain this? It's difficult. So I'm putting to you scenarios where people have found themselves, but which we choose to ignore. Tó ṣe láwọn scenario yẹn because our mind is only focused on cheating. Àfẹ́ ro, and as long as tá a bá lè ronú débi tí mò ń sọ yìí, we can start to talk about forgiveness, because you must first understand kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. You must first of all understand kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìyẹn ló máa lead sí forgiveness. You can't start talking about solutions when you have no understanding of the problem. And this is why I'm having this hard discussion. It's convenient for me to just come and tell you forgive and forget and be quoting all these useless whatever things like that. It won't lead to nowhere, because humans are more complex than that. Forgiveness is not easy. It starts from you understanding what led to it. You have to be able to explain certain things to yourself. You have to be able to express certain things to yourself. You have to be able to break things down before you can begin to build the brick of forgiveness. It's not something that will just happen overnight. It takes time. But the first brick you have to lay is to understand what happened. Situation where things happen. You can't ignore it. Otherwise, there's no way out. It's as simple as that. There's no way out. And there are many people in a relationship where, you know, they had a partner who has cheated on them. They can't forgive. Yet they don't want to leave that relationship. So every day of their life, they're in a mess. Àwọn yẹn ni discussion alẹ́ ìwà fún. It's hard talk. And we either have it or we don't. And if we're going to have it, we have to have it the right way. And not act sanctimoniously. Because that is how we approach things most of the time. From the position of, I'm holy, I'm this, I'm that. No. We have to understand that people are flawed. We have to understand that people process things differently. We have to understand that issues will happen. How many of you listening to me even have allowance set in relationship for things like that to happen? Like I do tell Egbon, kò sẹ́ni tí mò ń bá ṣe láyé tí mi ò fi àyè fuck up lẹ̀. He can back me up. I've said this to him many times. I leave allowances for anything to happen because èèyàn lèèyàn á máa jẹ́. Èèyàn lèèyàn á máa jẹ́. Tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀, how do you handle it? Tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe? And that's why many people can't cope when things like this happen because wọ́n ń rò dàkejì ayé. They're so one-dimensional about life. When people live their life crumble. When somebody betray them, their life crumble. When things happen that, ẹni tó súnmọ́ wọn ló ṣe fún wọn, their life crumble. Because wọn ò fi àyè lẹ̀ for anything. Gbogbo nǹkan wọn mú wípé bó ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ rí, kò gbọ́dọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Things can happen. You must leave allowance. Mo máa ń sọ ẹ̀gbọ́n wa bí máa ń sọ fún wọn. Gbogbo èèyàn mo fà allowance fọ́kọ̀ púlẹ̀ fún. Bí mo ṣe táàmù ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Tó bá dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀, I know how to apply myself. You must start from how many people will even be honest enough to ask themselves, intẹ́ni ṣe yìí, báwo mo ṣe tì láti ṣe? How many people will ask? No! You rather focus on nǹkan tó ń ṣe. You rather focus on nǹkan tó ń ṣe. None of you will ask, báwo mo ṣe? Nobody start nobody start the fault finding from themselves. They always start from somebody else. Because it's convenient. Because they focus on intẹ́ni yẹn ṣe. Pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi ìrírí tí mo rí àtàwọn tí mo sì ń rí, ó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé ayé ò rí bá a ṣe rò ń páyé rí. Ayé ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Some people, the moment wọ́n bá ti wọ relationship wọn báyìí, they start treating that person tó ní relationship pẹ̀lú ìwà tí ex wọn tó hù fún wọn. Why not allow this person to show themselves before you change? Gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀sùn tó fi ń kan gbogbo ìwà tó fi ń tó ń hù sí gan kò tí ì ṣe. You're coming from your past relationship that you didn't heal from. Ìwà yẹn ló ń gbé fún ẹni yìí. So because the last person cheated or messed up or whatever thing like that, this person is now the one carrying the brunt of it. Kò wá nísinmi. Má ṣù má tọ̀, má jẹ, má mu, má ṣe gbogbo kan ṣáà ní lára up and down bulẹ̀ tó bá tẹ̀ ló ń gbóòórùn tó ń ṣe everything. Relationship yẹn máa túká now. Because you are judging this person with a different yardstick. So you have always to understand that life is not one straight path. It has bend, it has twist, it has ups, it has down. Different kọ̀rọ̀ ilé ayé ló ti gbé mi wọ̀. And each moment, mo máa ń farabalẹ̀, because what it does is that it helps me to expand my perimeter of ignorance. Á jẹ́ kí n wò báyìí pé, oh boy, so nǹkan báyìí náà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Okay, in that situation, màá wá ṣe tó ń pè ní role reversal. I put myself in that situation. Kí ni màá ṣe tó bá jẹ́ mi? Then I start to have critical discussion with myself. Moment with myself alone. Màmá yí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn síbí, màmá yí sọ́hùn. Màmá yí síbí, màmá yí sọ́hùn. Mi ò ní láíláí sọ nínú orí mi pé láíláí kò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi. Mi ní láíláí sọ pé irọ́ ni ẹni ń pa. No! I start to figure out, put myself in that situation and have honest discussion with myself. Tó bá ṣe mí in this situation, what will I do? What will I do? I give you an example. An elderly friend of mine sometime told me a story of his friend, NATY in his 60s. I think he was in his bàbá tán pé 60 tán fẹ́ pé 60 ni wọ́n discover wípé the only ọmọ tán ní 21-year-old boy kò ń ṣe tiwọn. And that man took a gun. Ó dẹ̀ fire ìyàwó ẹ̀. Right. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá gbé, wọ́n arrest ẹ̀. Wọ́n charge ẹ̀ fún murder. Ẹni ń jẹ́ ó yé mi wípé adájọ́ fúnra ẹ̀ ló commute murder yẹn sí manslaughter. Ẹni tó yẹ kó dájọ́ ẹ̀ gangan. And his argument was that òun ò rò wípé man yìí fẹ́ pa woman yẹn. In tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ló bí nínú, ó fẹ́ bá wí ni ló ṣe in tó ṣe yẹn. How many of us consider situations from that perspective? We will focus on the murder. So, èmi máa ń fẹ́ ká máa balance ayé ni o. Because it's not just one dimensional. You have to think deep. You have to put yourself in situations, no matter how hard it is. Má ṣàṣẹ́yìn kó sọ pé láíláí kò tẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi. Ọ̀lẹ èèyàn ló máa ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Fira ẹ̀ sínú situation yẹn. Kí ni wàá ṣe tó bá wà ń bẹ̀? And be honest about it. Because you have to consider a whole lot of things tó máa wà involved. Kí ni wàá ṣe? So, I have, few other situations here, but we're really running out of time, and I don't want to dwell so much on this, especially where regardless of what situation I throw up, many minds are made up here that, you know, is simply choice, you know. So let's not waste too much time here. Let's move on to the second part of the show, which is how to forgive infidelity. Obviously, ẹni tí mind ẹ ti made up pé òun o infidelity is infidelity, blah 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 blah, his choice is this is that, deliberate action any. Maybe you might as well just log out of the show now, because I don't think you will gain anything here, because such a person can't forgive. Such a person can't move on with the person anymore. Ajatukan tagbani ni. And but for people who still think, um, well, who can consider really, scenarios leading to situations, who are ready to like go through the whole process, you can listen further, because wà á rí àwọn nǹkan kan láti kọ́ nínú this session we're moving on. The first thing I want to say to you, if you want to forgive infidelity, the first thing is that you must see forgiveness as a gift to yourself. Of course, your partner's infidelity may have hurt you in some ways, and you must have felt betrayed, you must have felt, let down, and a whole lot more. And obviously, forgiveness by definition is, the pardon that you grant to someone who has hurt you. But in the real sense of it, it is actually the pardon that you grant yourself. Forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself, because it is the only way, the surest way you can use to dispel this emotional pain that you feel that they've caused you. Life is 90% of is 10% of what happens to us, and 90% of how we react to it. Things happen to people, but you can choose to learn from the experience or choose to suffer from the experience. You can choose to go through the experience, or you can choose to grow through the experience. Ọ̀bẹ gé ọmọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sọ̀bẹ nù. Ọ̀bẹ ti ṣiṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀ náà. Nítorí ká focus lé lórí is how that wound can heal. So forgiveness is a way to express the power you hold in your hand to heal yourself. So you must first of all understand that forgiveness is more for you than it is for them. The process must start from you. It must start from you. You must first of all understand that you need this more than they do. You must first of all be committed to that forgiving process. You must understand or admit that you need the forgiveness to save the relationship. If you can't go past this process, then you can as well just walk away. You can as well just walk away. Then the second thing you have to do, which is what I've been hammering on since the start of the discussion, is that you must understand why they cheated. You can't ignore it. You must seek to understand their infidelity. Why did they cheat? You'll be wrestling with this question, but you need to take a step further to investigate why they did it. Was it just a drunkenness, uh, one night stand, or drunkenness kiss? Was it an affair that happened with a colleague because, you know, they felt lonely? Àrí ilé-iṣẹ́ tó jẹ́ wípé pressure wípé kí wọ́n lè gba promotion àbí kí wọ́n má lé wọn bí iṣẹ́ gan ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n give in to a superior colleague. Kì í ṣe pé ó wù wọ́n ṣe. You need to find out the state of your relationship before the cheating happened. Was there conflict? Were you guys already drifting apart? Relationship tí sex wọn great. Ẹ wá ní ọ̀kan cheat, ẹ wá wò ó pé báyà no, ó máa happen, yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Because when the physical intimacy has disappeared, then it leaves room for them to seek it somewhere else. There are relationships where both partners are not on the same sex drive level. Èèyàn kan míì wà tó jẹ́ pé báyẹ̀ ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì lóṣù ló fẹ́ máa ṣe lágbára ẹ̀ gbé. Ìkan wà tó jẹ́ pé everyday ni. Èmi wà tó jẹ́ pé wá kàn sùn kalẹ̀ ni, kò sí kíní. Ẹ̀yẹn náà wà pa ọmọ kíní ìbọ́rin yẹn jẹ́ ká spice kíní up, but a ṣá máa fèdè fọ̀ ni. A máa quote Bible ni. Tó bá da ẹ́ lá lọ wọ pinafore ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wọn, àwọn fast, àwọn pray, àwọn ṣe ìṣọ́ òru, àwọn ṣe gbá, àwọn ṣàwo. It's important that you understand me, that I'm not condoning or justifying the act of cheating. But I'm telling you that you cannot fully complete this process of forgiveness without understanding why this thing happened. You must understand why the issue happened. And then the next thing you have to do is that you must understand that we are all flawed human beings. So now I'm talking on how to forgive infidelity. You must understand that nobody is perfect. We all have flaws, we all have shortcomings. And these shortcomings, these flaws are different from one another. While you are not capable of cheating, somebody else might be capable of doing it. We all have areas of our life that are less desirable to other people. And that's why we're human beings with flaws and failings. And that's why tí mo sọ pé mo máa ń fi àyè fọkàn púlẹ̀ fún everybody tí n bá ń bá ṣe. Because èèyàn ni wá. So when that question keep ringing in your head, how could they have done that to me? How could they have done that to me? Because they're not perfect. It simply shows they have issues that they have to work on. This, again, doesn't mean that because he has a flaw, then I'm justifying cheating or whatever. No. Or I'm saying yes, it shouldn't hurt you. No. Or I'm saying it's easy to accept. No. But this is part of a process that you have to come to acceptance with if you really want to get to a point where you can heal and restore the relationship. So while you are admitting that we are flawed or your partner is flawed, then you have to keep your focus on their good qualities. After all, nígbà tó pàdé wọn, ó ní nǹkan kan tó rí kó tó sọ wípé èmi àtẹni a máa jọ máa collabo. It might be just one reason, and it might be many more. This is the time for you to focus on those reasons why you know, fell in love with them in the first place. Focus on the good sides that they have. Why the relationship was still, healthy. This will help you to get over some of the negativity and bitterness in your heart. Kò sẹ́ni tó bad tán pátápátá láyé. Everybody ló ní ibi tí ó dá sí. Everybody ló ní ibi tí ó burú sí. So in helping yourself to heal, you have to not focus so much lórí hurt tí wọ́n kọ̀ sí ẹ̀yẹn. Focus on their good qualities. Now, this one is important. I can't remember. I was half asleep this evening when Madam was telling me something, and I said, mi rántí discussion. I know I just came back from inú ẹ̀mí tí mo lọ, and I just responded pé báwo obìnrin ṣe ń kí ni mo sọ náà pé báwo obìnrin ṣe ń react ni or something like that. Now, many obìnrin tó cheat, especially àwọn tó wà in relationship tí mo mọ̀, revenge cheating ni. Because wọ́n rò wípé táwọn bá ṣe padà fẹ́ nìyẹn á dùn. Oftentimes wọ́n tún wá lọ wá bí ọ̀rẹ́ ọkọ yẹn, ọ̀rẹ́ ẹni yẹn tó súnmọ́, àbí family member ẹ̀, wọ́n á ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. You cannot heal. You cannot reach the level of total forgiveness if you are planning to avenge, if you are planning retribution, because it does not aid forgiveness. It does not heal you. Actually, it stands in the way of your healing. You think it might make you feel better, but no, it will keep you resenting them. It will keep that hurt permanently in their mind, because in tó ṣe yẹn kò wù ẹ́ ṣe. So while you are feeling guilty of what you've done, you are still pushing the blame back to them. Pé tí wọ́n bá ṣe tán ṣe yẹn, ò ní ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe yẹn. So while you are holding the guilt of what you've done, you are still resenting them because it's what they did that pushed you to doing it. This will prolong your suffering. And tó bá wá gbọ́ nǹkan tó ṣe gan, ó ti mọ̀ pé ẹ ti dé point of no return, because it will even make the relationship, messier. So don't use retribution, revenge, or an act of cruelty to get back or to heal with a cheating partner. Another thing is that you have to use the opportunity of what has happened to address underlying issues in your relationship, because definitely nǹkan kan ló bí nǹkan kan, and you find cheating mostly in the relationship that has some unresolved problems. So you have to look at these contributing factors within your relationship that led to this. So look at your relationship, ask questions, ask what things need to be improved. See it as a moment to push the reset button. I believe the person that asked me this question or that asked me to talk on this topic wants the relationship to work. So I believe the people I'm talking to in this part of the discussion are people who want to work on their relationship. For some people, they're packing their bags and they're going. Which may affect them, whatever happens, they just leaving. So, but I'm addressing this discussion based on ẹni tó fẹ́ work on it. So you have to think of moving forward, how to make the relationship better, how to make it, smoother. You have to improve communication. No matter how hard the discussion is, ẹ máa ní. Ẹ máa ní. Àìní àwọn discussion kan ó jẹ́ kí àwọn area kan wà grey. Kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe pé ẹ̀fẹ́ ni náà, but ìwọ tán fẹ́ sọ fún ọkàn ẹ̀ wà parochial, ìrònú ẹ̀ ó narrow gan. You're just one dimensional in thought. Tó bá ti sọ kí nǹkan báyìí fún ẹ báyìí, wàá gbà sódì ni. O ready àti dá nǹkan ro, o ready àti expand the mind yẹ. So kò sí proper communication. So you have to improve your communication because it will smoothen the relationship. Make it easier to talk within the relationship. When you talk often, it will be easier to understand yourself better. It will also make conflict resolution easier. Openness is important in relationship. You must be open with each other. Ẹ máa sọkún ná. Relationship èèyàn méjì dàbí irin méjì tó ń lọra wọn. There will be sparks, there will be noise until tó bá wá smooth. Tí edges méjèèjì tó rough yẹn bá ti wá smooth. Then a máa lọ, kò ní sáriwo mọ́. So these are things you can't run away from. If there is a need for you to get a third party involved, kó má dín pé báyà ẹ máa blue ara yín pa. Because some couples can't have one-on-one discussion. Kí wọ́n má gúnra wọn pa. So you might have to maybe get a counselor involved or get somebody you both respect involved. A third party that will be neutral. Tá lè sọ fún olúkálùkù bí nǹkan ṣe rí. So when you get them involved, it can help your relationship. then be ready to start again on a clean state. Now, when I say starting on a clean slate, you don't necessarily have to forget the incident because egbò ló máa ń san ojú àpá kì í parẹ́. So heal, but don't bother yourself whether the scar is there or not. Tégbò bá ti san, the scar doesn't matter. Tó bá ń tẹ ojú ẹ̀ kò dùn ẹ́ mọ́. So forgetting about the incident shouldn't be your priority. It's not necessary. Forgiveness is the key. The healing is important. You don't need to forget about it. The memories will be there. How do you even erase it anyway? If you look at your skin, you see so many scars there. They can remind you of how careless you were. They can remind you of, some bad choices or decisions you made. I have quite a lot of them. And then each one of them has a lesson to teach you. But when I touch, pinch, pull, do whatever to those scars, they don't hurt anymore. So get to a point where you can revisit these issues in your mind, but they don't cause you pain and agony anymore. But they're there. You can't erase it. You can't erase it. And then the last thing I want to say before I move to the last part of the discussion is that do not rush yourself. You cannot forgive a cheating partner overnight. It will take time. It will take time to process. You will go through all manners of emotions. You will feel all manners of emotions. So you have to be patient with yourself and be realistic about how long it will take you. Ìwà tẹ́ni ẹ̀ náà wù náà máa tún dákún whether it will heal quicker or it will take longer. So you have to give yourself time. You can't just quickly arrive at this point. You have to go through a whole lot of process. So don't rush into the decision to end the relationship. Don't rush. Ń pé báyà àwọn ẹbí kan ti ṣara wọn jọ, wọ́n ti wá bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti yẹ pé kó tánú ẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. Especially àwọn Yorùbá mọ̀ gba àwọn ìwà burúkú yẹn ṣe. Ẹ fara yín mọ́ra. Ṣé ẹ ṣe èrè? Ṣé bóyá ń tán náà nìyẹn? Wọ́n fara wọn mọ́ra, kán dì mọ́ra wọn. Ṣé bóyá ń tán náà nìyẹn? No, bí ṣe bóyá ń dá sọ̀rọ̀ nìyẹn náà. Ẹ̀yin tó máa ń pè pé ẹ wá lọ bá wa bẹ kinní kan tá a máa débẹ̀ tá a máa sọ pé ìyàwó ọkọ ẹni kinní kan ni nǹkan máa sọ àwọn àrọwà wèrè òṣì jáde lẹ́nu yẹn wá ṣe tán ẹ wá sọ pé ó yá ẹ kó ẹran jáde ẹ mu ẹ jẹ́ ká mutí ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹun ó ti tán náà nìyẹn ìyàwó àbí kò tán nú ẹni ó yá ẹ dè mọ́kọ yín tí ọkùnrin yẹn náà máa bóyín bí wèrè tá máa bóyín bí ẹran tí ná mú tá máa ṣe eyín mọ̀ràn lẹ́nu. That's not how it works. This process will take time. You have to understand that the person involved is not a robot. They have emotions. They will go through a whole lot of emotions. So don't just come and bamboozle them into saying, ó yá ó ti tán náà nìyẹn, wọ́n ṣáà ti bẹ̀ ẹ́. Ṣé o ṣì ń bínú náà ni? So kì í ṣe bọ́n ṣe ń kì í ṣe bọ́n ṣe ń kì í ṣe bọ́n ṣe ń handle ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Let me quickly come to the comment section and see what I might react to. Ọmọ mo kàdé ń bí náà. But could save each other, but it must be total forgiveness. If I want to forgive another person, could I again? Ebon said, if I have a question, if I want to forgive and the other party is codedly engaging in such act, what should be done? So we're going to that part because, like I said, I always balance my discussion. Muti bere from trying to be a devil's advocate, looking at scenarios that might, make cheating a mistake. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ẹ gbà. Àti bọ́ sí how to, forgive infidelity. Now, question tó bèrè yẹn ni aspect tí mo fẹ́ fi round up. There are signs you must see in the offending partner that will help you in this process of forgiveness. That will even, make you really be committed to this process. But yes, anytime dáríjì lẹ́ni. So I'm going to, mention few of these things that this offending partner must do, that you must see in them for you to say, okay, yes, mo ń láti dáríjì ẹni. So after that, then I would imagine that I've maybe done my part as far as I know regarding the discussion. But mo ń try láti wo. Yeah, same thing that my sister is saying. Working on it shouldn't be a problem as long as a mutual agreement, because in most of these cases, it's often just one person willing to work on it, while the other person couldn't be bothered. Yes. Or denying their action and still continue the act as you have said. Yeah. Àfóbìnrin o, ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin o, mo lọ wà pẹ̀lú ẹ o. My sister said forgiveness is great, but if you know you are likely to always get triggered by it, it's better to maybe take a break while you both seek healing, or maybe it can be resolved after. Yes, that is a good point you made there. You must understand that there are always things that are called triggers, and you must be careful of them, right? There are things that you will see, there are things that you will hear, there are things that will always, bring that pain, that hurt back to your mind. You have to stay clear of this thing that might stir that ill feeling towards them. Because while you are trying to, work on the healing process, trying to forgive the person and move on, there are certain things that will be like bringing you back to that point where, you want to hate them more. So, triggers yẹn pọ̀. For example, ẹlòmíì cheat yẹn tán, báyọ̀ ọmọ yọjú. So, tó bá ní ọmọ ẹ wá máa gbé lọ́dọ̀ yín, is hard to deal with because trigger lọmọ yẹn máa jẹ́ all the time. Trigger ló máa jẹ́ all the time. Tọmọ yẹn bá ń gbé lọ́dọ̀ ẹni tó bí fún, so that might help you. So anything that will remind you of that situation and anything like that, you have to make sure that they don't pop up around you. And just like my sister mentioned in her comment, if you need to stay apart for a while, you can do that. So that we need enough time to process things without seeing gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó máa bí ẹ nínú yẹn. So some people fẹ́ pa relationship ẹ nísìn you just need time off. And you separate for a while so that you have the time and space to deal with things personally. Right. So what are the signs you must see in this? Because when you want to forgive a person, you also need their involvement. It can't be one-sided. Okay? So there are certain things you must see tí wàá fi lè sọ pé yes, I will work to make this thing work and forgive this person. So number one thing that you must see ni wípé the offending partner must take full responsibility. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ káwọ́ méjèèjì sókè báyìí pé yes, mo gbà pé mo fuck up. Mo gbà pé mo fuck up. And they're not trying to blame you. They're not trying to blame the person tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. They're not trying to push, the blame on somebody else. Iṣẹ́ ìṣù ni kinní kan gbogbo nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. They just admit that they were wrong. They take full responsibility and not blaming it on anyone. And they offer sincere apology and beg for forgiveness. Try láti máa wá reason tó ṣẹlẹ̀, even if reason exists. They're just very remorseful and they apologize. So that is the first step. Wọ́n ní tẹ́lẹ̀bí bá ti mẹ̀bí ẹ̀, kò ní pẹ́ lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. I wrote a song àti tó 4 years báyìí o. I titled it Wúrà Ọlá. The reason why I didn't release that song was I wanted it to be a series where I would use the song in series to explain everything that could happen in a relationship. So I've written the first part, and then I was, looking to get a female artist on board to also feature. And you know what? Mo kàn tún gbé tì ní àníyàn ayé and everything like that. Báwo bá gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ àná, a ò lè rẹ́ni bá ṣeré. Bá a sì tún ní àròjọ àwíjàre o, ìtọ́ á tán lẹ́nu. Ìfẹ́ mi, mo mọ̀ pé mo mú ọ bínú. Could you find a place in your heart to forgive me? Páńpẹ́ abẹ́lẹ́jayán ni mo kó sí o. Àṣìṣe ò dẹ̀ kọjá ọjọ́ orí, dákun má ṣe bínú. I really don't know what got over me when I walked away. Like a prodigal son mo ti tẹ́rò mi pa. Mo padà wá sílé. Bó ṣe ń ṣe wá ọjọ́ ìyíra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, kòríkòsùn mi, òwúrà ọ̀la mi. And it went on and on and on and on like that. And I used it to explore, you know, issues within relationship. I mentioned key things that, happen in relationship and stuff like that. But the opening of that song simply talks about taking full responsibility, admittance of guilt. Tẹ́lẹ̀bí bá ti mẹ̀bi ẹ̀ kò ní pẹ́ lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. That is the first step to helping this other person to heal, especially ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ pé ẹ ti committing sin. These are the things you need to do. You need to take full responsibility of what you've done. The second thing is that they must cut all ties with this person they had an affair with. Okay? They must not see the person anymore. They must not talk to the person anymore. They must yes, we're done. Tó bá jọ wà níbi iṣẹ́, it's difficult ó lè ní kán lé níbi iṣẹ́. Ó dẹ̀ ní kọ́kọ́ ẹ náà má torí ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́, or partner ẹ̀ kó má torí ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ tó bá jẹ́ pé obìnrin náà ni. It's left to them láti rí wípé àwọn avoid contact pẹ̀lú ẹni yẹn. Tó bá possible, if they really want to prove to you that they mean business, they might ask for transfer, to another site if it exists, or branch or whatever thing like that. But tó bá di kànrán gidi gan, wọ́n lè sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ change iṣẹ́ if that is realistic. But at least they should be willing to cut ties with the person and prove it by every means possible. Wípé look, àwọn ò rí ẹni yẹn mọ́, àwọn ò dẹ̀ ní nǹkan kan bá ẹni yẹn ṣe mọ́. So they will show through remorse, and then they will try to make up for it. They will go extra mile to try and see that they make up for the hurt that they've caused you. They'll do everything possible to help you on that path of healing. You will see the desire and the willingness in them that they want to keep you. They don't want to lose you. You won't see that ego in them where tó bá fẹ́ máa lọ ẹjọ́ máa lọ. Èwo ni kíní gan, ṣé mi ni mo máa kọ́kọ́ báyàn sùn ni? Kí ló wà ńbẹ̀? Ìran ọkùnrin ló ń ṣe, so kí wá ní gbogbo kíní? Wọn ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Wọ́n máa wà willing láti rí pé I need you in my life, I want you, and they will want to earn your trust back by trying to keep to their promises and stuff like that. You will see, at least in them, a change for good. But I would ask that you exercise caution here. While you are seeking a change in them, ẹ máa rántí o, quick changes don't last. So tó bá ń push wọn tẹ́ fẹ́ kán tètè change, wọ́n kàn lè máa ṣe just to make you feel good. It might not be genuine. So you have to also give them time and let them change their attitude gradually. You can't really compel things on them and force them by Ola, by Kinikan, by this, by that, by Kinikan. If you do that, wọ́n máa lójú ayé wọ́n máa fún ẹ ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ rí, wọ́n máa sọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbọ́, but go deep. So you have to also give them time to form a new pattern, a new good pattern. And this will involve, series of small habit changes and turn around. So over time, if it's sustained, you'll be able to see the genuineness in them. Again, we'll comment section. Kí ló ń lọ ńbẹ̀? Mo kí yín o, bàbá àtẹ́wọ́lògùn, Ibn Akadiri. Ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta o, ṣé wà dáadáa o. Good to have you on the show again. Thank you for connecting tonight. Yeah, I know I missed so much comment. It was just a lot, and I didn't want to get distracted. So, but mo try láti wá síbẹ̀ once in a while. Can a mistake happen twice? I mean, mistake of the same nature happening more than once. Okay. This is how I will answer your question. The person that is waiting patiently for your forgiveness won't go ahead and commit the same mistake. Right? Tá bá pe àkọ́kọ́ mistake. People make mistake. Allowances should be made for mistake. I believe in people making mistakes because it's a means of learning. But what I do not condone is people making same mistake. If you have to make mistake, make another mistake. Make new mistakes. Because every mistake you make leaves you with room for improvement, to learn, to grow, to become better. That is if you complete the learning cycle of admitting guilt and working on the mistake for it not to happen again. But making the same mistake suggests that you are not learning from it. And it's becoming a pattern, it's becoming a habit. So while you are waiting on somebody to forgive you, you don't go back and cause them the same hurt. So egbò wọn try láti san. Tó yẹ kó ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti rí wípé òun bá wọn dress ẹ̀. Ó tún wá lọ mú sharp object. Ó tún ti bọjú egbò ẹ̀. They start the healing all over again. And for how long do you want them to go through that process for? It shows you're not worth forgiving. It shows you're a person that is not worth extending forgiveness to. So, somebody who a cheating partner will patiently wait for your forgiveness. He won't rush you. Kò ní lọ yan àwọn begging committee kan wá bẹ́ẹ̀ kan wá bamboozle ẹ̀. Kò ní máa lo àwọn pastor church yín láti máa fi blackmail ẹ̀ tún pé madam wọ́n ti bẹ̀ yín ẹ mọ nǹkan tí Apostle Paul sọ to the Galatians. Sọ fún pé wọ́n kò wá láti Galatia. Òun ṣọmọ bẹ̀. sọ fún ọmọ Abẹ́òkúta ni ẹ́, òun ṣe ọmọ ibẹ̀ yẹn, so ìwọ kọ́ ni Paul kọ lẹ́tà sí, right? So you have you would need that partner to give you time to heal and and give you time to go through this process without rushing you through it. Just a moment, please. So I hope I answered that question you asked. I hope I answered that question. Yeah. So you must see you must see that effort in them seeking for a second chance. So in the second part of that song, I said, Gbogbo àlùwàlá ológbò, ọgbọ́n àti kẹ́ran jẹ ní. Gbogbo atótónu mi baby is to ask for a second chance. Láìsí rẹ kò lè sémi o. Ìwọ láṣọ àṣírí mi. It's lonely out there, baby. Please. Lonely out there, baby. Ó ṣàlọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ti gbàgbé line yẹn. You are meant to be my dream come true, and I treated you like a really bad dream. Ọmọdé ò ní mẹ́kọ jẹ kó má ra lọ́wọ́. So in essence, they must put effort into seeking a second chance, and they'll be willing to respect your decision. If you say, you know what, you need to stay away from me for a while, they must be willing to accept that. If they say, give me time to process this, they must be willing to accept that. And somebody that is seeking a second chance will not go out to deliberately repeat that same mistake again. So if you say, let's go see counselor, they must be willing to come along. These are things that you will see to know that, yes, lóòótọ́, and already at change, and we can move on. You want me to play the song for you? Huh? Yes, I will try and play it. Let me find it. Is an unreleased. It's an unreleased song. Let me play that for you and end the show. Mo try láti wá ni, because I know I have it somewhere here. So it hasn't been mastered. It hasn't been. Yes. So this is the song. I hope you will hear it. Hero, you don't play. Can you hear it? Maybe it's quite low. I don't know. If you can hear, just let me know. gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ àná a ò lè rẹ́ni bá ṣeré bá a sì tún fẹ́ rojú àwíjàre mu ìtọ́ atán lẹ́nu ìfẹ́ mi mo gbà pé mo mú ọ bínú. Could you find a place in your heart to forgive me? Páńpẹ́ abẹ́lẹ́jà yan ni mo kó sí òun. Àṣìṣe ò dẹ̀ kọjá ọjọ́ orí. Dákun má ṣe bínú. I really don't know what got over me when I walked away. Like a prodigal child, mo ti jẹ́rò mi pa. Mo padà wá sílé. Mo ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Láṣọ ìfẹ́ ẹ̀bùn mi lára. Mo ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Wúrà ọ̀la mi. Mo ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Láṣọ ìfẹ́ ẹ̀bùn mi lára. Mo ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Wúrà ọ̀la mi. Àlùwàlá ológbò, ọgbọ́n àti kẹran jẹ ni. Gbogbo àtótónú mi, baby, is to ask for a second chance. Láìsí rẹ kò lè ṣe mí o. Ìwọ láṣọ àṣírí mi. It's lonely and cold out there. Please don't turn me back. You are meant to be my dream come true. But I treated you like some really bad news. Ọmọdé ò ní mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jẹ kó má ra lọ́wọ́. Ó ní tèmi o. Please give me a second chance. Ó ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Láṣọ ìfẹ́ ẹ̀bùn mi lára. Bó ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Wúrà ọ̀la mi. I'm so sorry I hurt you. Come back home. Adùn ayé mi. Without you in my life, kò sóhun mo lè ṣe. Mo dàgé ya lápá kan, kò síbi mo lè dáàbò lọ. I gonna lie, pride almost ruined me. But I'm glad I have the courage to fight back. Bẹ́lẹ̀ bí bá ti mẹ́bí ẹ̀, kò ní pẹ́ lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. Kò má lè ṣe jíjà máa wà. Ó ṣe ṣe wọ́n lè yẹra wa. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Láṣọ ìfẹ́ ẹ̀bùn mi lára. Ó ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Wúrà ọ̀la mi. Ó ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Láṣọ ìfẹ́ ẹ̀bùn mi lára. Ó ṣe ń ṣe wájú ọ̀yẹ́ra wa ni. I know you miss me too. My beautiful love, orí kò sùn mí. Wúrà ọ̀la mi. Ó ṣe ń ṣe wá o. Ọ̀rọ̀ ìfẹ́ bí àdánwò mi, bí àdánwò ṣàlè. Ó ṣe ń ṣe. Yeah, that's it. That is the song Buraola unreleased. Ìgbà yẹn tí mo ṣì ń tí orin ṣì wà lára mi. Before I got distracted into other things, So, but that's it. Thank you for your contribution tonight. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for listening to me. For those who missed the discussion from the start, you can go back and listen to it again so that I can have a full understanding of where I started from. I hope I've been able to, give you something to think about. Don't forget, I'm not forcing my will or way on you. All I'm doing is opening up your thoughts, unsettling your mind, giving you things to consider, opening up angles that you never thought of, and helping you on that path of, change and healing. If you so want it. So everything starts and ends with you. I can't do nothing. Inti mo le ṣe ni mo ti ṣe, ibi tágbára mi mọ ló mọ ẹ. And I don't go beyond the limit of my competence. Everything still rests with you. Everything lies with you. Tó bá ló kún, ó kún ni. Tó bá ló fà, ó fà ni. It's your life. It's your choice. It's your decision. It's your consequence. Thank you very much once again. If you have any topic you want us to discuss, please come to my DM and drop me a message. And then, tọ́gbọ́n mi bá gbé, màá wá. In tó bá gbé, màá wá sọ. In tẹ́yìn náà bá dẹ̀ fi kún lórí ètò yìí, èmi náà tún learn from it because I'm also learning. But let me leave you to get on with the rest of your night. Èmi náà máa bá kádàrá tèmi lọ. Until we meet again next week Friday, enjoy your weekend and remember, everything is possible. Ó dàárọ̀.
Ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹ̀rù tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nràn pa orí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly, dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù tó jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá ọgbọ́n ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́